Do you ever wish Twitch had Giphy integration? That'd be cool. Mixer does. You can just add the GIF. Oh boy, I gotta sneeze. Well, good morning to that. That was a thing. Jiffy. Nah, I'm a Giphy guy. Wow. It's the nasal passages are still recovering. One dog night. Thank you. No alerts came up. Tallulah out for delivery. That reminds me, I gotta go home and ship some more stuff today. But yes, Sir Jerkface, you missed it all. We're done. All right, y'all have a good day. Do we need a GIF poll before we get started today? I don't think there's enough people. I don't think there's enough people in here yet. We're gonna do something fun today. If you couldn't tell by the title. Thank you, Tony, for the improvement on the title from my Twitch post. Good morning, Pin Fam. I love it. That was an improvement. So +1 to Tony today. He gets to keep the moderator for another day. Yeah, the mobile chat is pretty rough. The timings, the delays, things going on. So we're gonna talk Retro 51 today, but we'll do a whole thing on it. I have a whole thing to do, so we'll wait till some more people get in. So what other stuff y'all want to talk about for like the next 5-10 minutes till we get some peeps in? Yeah, the computer's a whole new world. The mobile Twitch app is really just good for about viewing. Like there's no good the management and the chat. Like even following a channel is just a pain on mobile. I'm having one of those moments, though, and then I'm going to do a thing where I don't know what to do with my hands things. Discover our card ad. Yeah, that was the thing that we decided yesterday or Tuesday, that it was the beginning of a new year brings out all the credit card ads apparently, and which is odd because I never switched credit cards, but I did this year. Switch one of my business account cards. Good morning, Evan. So yeah, I fell into the new year, new card trap. I can't decide if it's warm in here yet or not, so I'm gonna roll up the sleeves a little bit. Y'all know I'm a sleeve roller upper. Kept them down because it's pretty chilly, but it's not that bad. I'm gonna have to go kill this heat if I keep sneezing though. Oh, nice, Stephanie. That's good. I have the worst time. Nice. Still watching The Good Place. Just finished season 2, started season 3 last night. All right. Well, I guess y'all are dialed up on the Retro 51 news, right? Everyone's aware. Everyone in chat this morning knows that Retro 51 is going into retirement mode. I guess that's the best way to call it. I mean, they're basically... Oh, I'm in Super HD. I mean, look. So Retro is going into retirement mode. Their comments were odd, to say the least. I think they just really... I honestly think, talking to them, talking to everyone around them, talking to employees, talking to the owner, talked to the owner yesterday in email, listening to them and putting together like their words with their statement, it just sounds like they just want to ride off into the sunset and be done. It really does. Which is strange to me as still a younger businessman. Yeah, Robert Rosenberg. Oh my God. Yeah, don't even get me started. Yeah, hopefully that won't ever happen, but you never know. Yeah, like Sarah says, like they've totally earned it, right? Like that's the hard part, is like they've totally earned it. George, the owner, like I said, he's an older gentleman, just super nice guy, and like he emailed me yesterday, and he's like, "We're just gonna go forward with the plan we set out." Like that's cool. Like, man, you've earned it, but like it's still weird. Like I'm still trying to process it. It's just not as retro is going away, but is that like I'm surprised they wouldn't sell it kind of thing. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. But like when you're been in business that long and doing other things, more power to you, I guess. So it's a funky situation. So it really did catch us off guard from a planning perspective for the podcast. Like that's what we Andrew, just hang tight on that thought. So we're gonna have some clarity on that. Yeah, I think that's accurate. M. Jelson. I think that's accurate. But Andrew, so we're gonna clear that up today and say I'm hopeful that we can make a pen. So the reasoning, just to elaborate a little bit on like some of our conversation yesterday, if you listened to our podcast or not, like I'll recap a little bit. But we had planned for this year's Kickstarter project for the Pen Addict to obviously do Atlanta, fly Mike over for that, and then do Dallas, and then do something in collaboration with Retro 51. And as far as like going to their facility, shooting some video, doing some interviews and doing like a little package deal, since we wouldn't be able to do a live podcast in the Dallas Pen Show, that would be our extra. Good morning, Michael. I owe you a shipment today. I forgot yesterday, and I just made myself a note last night, so that will ship today. So that was our working plan, and then the Kickstarter backer reward for like the highest tier would be Retro 51 collaboration. So we didn't have a design set yet for that, and although we had some ideas. Good morning, Charleston SC. We didn't have a design yet, but we were talking with them, and just looking at timings and dates and everything. And we had an idea, when we went into this, not knowing the retro news, like the idea would be something Pen Addict-y and fun, right? Something, related to me, Mike, and Anna, doing like the Pen Addict stuff. Some of the design would incorporate, some, Pen Addict specific things or whatever. But this was just our idea. There was nothing set on paper. And then the news came out, and it just felt like we couldn't do that design anymore because it would be a real self-serving thing in relation to a company that was closing down. Like it didn't jive in my head anymore, to where I like felt really comfortable with doing that. And so that's what we had been talking. Morning, Rewizzles. So Mike and I really did like kind of talk it out on the podcast yesterday. We hadn't talked too much offline. Morning, Brooks. We hadn't talked too much offline because it just happened officially Tuesday night, even though I'd been preparing him for a couple days. So we're like, well, what do we do now? And, talking about it yesterday is just confusing. I felt like we had to start from scratch. And then, after the show, like, I don't know, just a couple hours after the show, Retro emailed me, and they're like, I think we can still do a pen. And my response was, they said we'd be glad to. Like, they offered, like, they said we'd be glad, we can totally do this. And and so I replied to them. It was like, my thought process was, I don't want to trade on the retirement of a company, right? My business like model in my brain business doesn't want to trade on the retirement on a company closing down. And so it felt like kind of a downer a little bit, with like what design we had or what thought process we had. But then I got talking to them a little bit, and it just hit me while I was typing to them. Well, what if we did this as a celebration? What if we designed a pen that was a celebration of what Retro 51 did? Even though it would be helping us to fund a project, I would be more on board with, what can we do to celebrate this brand that meant so much to us as a company? And then that flipped my switch like immediately. Like I was literally just writing the email, and like in the middle of the email, I was like, oh crap. What if we did it this way? And Retro was super receptive to that. So I don't have anything definitive to share, but I'm pretty confident we're going to go down the original path that we decided on, just the big picture wise. Go to Dallas, make a Retro pen, visit Retro. But I had to wrap my head around the pen as a project piece, right? So, that's what I'm working on in the next week or two. And it's just got to be we got to decide pretty quick. So I've got an idea that I've already presented to Retro 51 as a celebration, and we're actively working on it now. Hopefully, we can come to some sort of general agreement in the next week or so. And hopefully shortly after that, we can come up with at least a design sketch, and then hopefully shortly after that we can come out with a Kickstarter. So that's what I'm thinking right now. So hold this thought. I'm gonna turn down the heat, turn down the glare real quick, and then we'll continue this conversation, because what I want to get into, I'm gonna need it to cool down a little bit here. So, all that's just happened in the past, 12 hours or so. Well, more than that, 16, 18 hours. So yeah, ballpoint, fountain pen, both, no idea yet. I'd say we'll almost certainly do a tornado rollerball. I mean, I think that's probably like a 90% chance, and then a fountain pen, maybe a 10% chance, or both in there somewhere. But I don't know yet. Thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate the sub. That is awesome of you. Thank you so much. So yeah, a lot of things have changed in the past day, and hopefully by the next podcast I'll have some more definitive answers. But it's getting close to February, and I know after they sent out the email yesterday, I know they're just inundated, so I don't know how much time I'm going to get with planning wise, but I'll be working on that a lot now through the weekend in trying to lock this in and push forward with this as a project. So that's where we're at. It feels, I feel pretty good about that. Yeah, I think I have to do a rollerball too. It just makes logical sense, and I don't think we'd be in a position to do both. That would be a big ask, for our side and your side. We'll see. But yeah, that's where it's at right now. It's very, very up in the air, but it's at least in a positive path. From where we were just yesterday recording the show 24 hours ago. So it's good. So in lieu of that, I thought today, this is how my brain works. And this is how, I talk about the ideas that I keep in the Hobonichi weeks. This ideas just really come out. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they're taking other new stuff or not at this point. You would think the Maryland flag would be kind of a no-brainer. Get someone in on it. So I was sitting there. I knew I was just going to come over here. I figured, maybe I'd do envelopes. We'd talk about the retro thing. And then I realized, about I don't know, about 10 minutes before I put that picture out on Instagram, I was like, oh, you know what we're doing today? All of my retro collection is in the Closet of Doom altogether. I went and got my tote bag and scooped the whole collection into the bag. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to reach into the bag and we're going to talk about whichever retros I pull out. So this should be fun. This is going to sound really dumb, but I have way less Retro 51s than I thought I had, even though there's probably like 20 to 30 pins in that bag. Doesn't that sound weird to say? It's like, oh, I have 30 of them. That's way less than I thought I would have had. So that's what it felt like when I was putting them in. I was like, is that it? Like, doesn't feel like it. I think that's it. But yeah, they were all together, so it was easy to grab. So let's go in blind and see what we can grab. All right, first one. This is going to be a recurring theme. So every year they do a holiday pin that they send out as a gift. It says, and a lot of these are hard to see maybe because I haven't opened them. Like some of the holiday ones I don't open because I'm not going to use them. And, you know, if I ever got the hankering to like use this Santa pin, like I would totally open it. I don't totally care about that because I'm not going to sell them. Do they sell this one like as a regular edition or is this just like a gift edition? Like, I don't even know. This is the 2017 Happy Holidays pin. It's got ho 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 all over it. Santa floating around. So I know they do a bunch around Christmas time. It's some of the best designs that they do. But I don't know if this is a regular release or just like, as much as I keep up with Retro 51, I don't keep up with it that much because I don't think of myself as a collector, right? Like I'm not getting all the editions and following like everything. I just enjoy the pins. Yeah, so I definitely think I have some of the dealer pins, like which I think this might be. Morning Piston Filler. So, yeah. Yeah, they definitely do some holiday ones. They do several holiday ones. And then I'm wondering if the ones I get in the mail for like Christmas are for sale or not. Anyway, it's great looking. I have a bunch of these for like the past 4 or 5 years, so we'll see what all ones I have. All right. Oh, okay. So here is this is the isometric. This is the one that I made. I don't think this one's in here. Yeah, because I use this one. So yeah, like all my Pin Addict ones are on the shelf too. So the isometric is one that I did with Michael J, and it's cool. It glows in the dark. It's got a dope isometric pop on it. But yeah, I just grabbed all the tubes. I didn't know if the pins were in them or not. Oh, and this one is number 444. So sometimes I'll just grab, like I'll keep 01 for myself sealed up, and then I'll grab another one to write with. So I just grabbed 444. So like that's my writer edition, the one that I use. All right, here is the Gold Spot London Skyline. So the Gold Spot Skyline pins are super detailed and super nice. This will stink that we don't get, probably not going to get any more Skylines. I know they did London, Paris, New York. Did they do Chicago? And then just recently Sydney. Good morning, Loveless. So yeah, this is a real pretty edition. I think I have 2 of these. And one's supposed to be Mike's, and I've never gotten it to him, so don't tell him. Y'all keep that on the DL. But it's super nice. These are so detailed. The city skyline editions are crazy detailed. Good morning, PM Cardle. Oh, here's a different one. This is one in a box. This may be like a dealer only thing. I don't know. I don't know. It's numbered. So it says, wrapping up another great year, wishing you the best this holiday season. It doesn't say what year it is, but it's number 77 because it's got a little sticker on the back. This might be oh no. Oh, so this is 2014. And they wrote me a note inside the box here. I'll show you this pen. This one's stunning. It says, thank you for all the kind words and blog posts you've written about us. Have a wonderful holiday season. We wish you continued success in 2015, the Retro 51 team. There's an orange Pin Addict one on eBay for $189. That's a pretty good deal. Seems like to me. Yeah, this one's cool. So this is red wrapping paper. So I'm guessing this didn't come out. This was not a regular one. I'm guessing it's a dealer one, but I don't know. So Sam the Red, that's what we're thinking about for the pen design itself, just in general. You know, our pen design would be our working idea is the design would be images of all of our favorites splashed all over the pen. So, but yeah, this is really neat. It's just red wrapping paper, different patterns and stuff. So yeah, so at the end of this exercise, don't do it now because I want to write some of it down. After we're done doing this, we're going to go back and I want to get everyone's favorite retros, because what we want to do, and everyone, mostly the mainline stuff, not necessarily like the Pen Addicts or store special stuff, but like the mainline releases. What were your favorite releases, and what bits from those releases can we collect and put onto one single pen? You know, like between like the space shuttle and the planes and the coffee and the sports and music and everything. What can we do for one single barrel as a representative celebration of what Retro 51 was to all of us? So that's the working plan. So there you go. Yeah, the bees. So don't tell me your favorites right now. Then at the end, we'll start going through and I'll make notes of some of the special ones. Like, it's going to be pretty hard to come up with, like to narrow it down, but I have faith in us. This is the play ball. This is my favorite baseball edition. This one's actually here on the desk that I keep, number 340. I like this one way better than the not like a grid. You know how they did their stamp edition, where it's just like the stamps around the barrel? Like, I don't think it'd be any like defined grid because it'd be so many different things. Like, if you chose this one, what would you pick off of it? Like, the baseball's pretty cool, but that's also pretty large. Like, could you shrink the baseball, put it over here in a different spot, and how would that work with the rest of it? You know, this is a work in progress, and it may not happen. I'm telling you all this. This very well may not happen. You can quote me on that, please. So this is a work in progress. Well, my other thought, Hobby 100, is to get a bamboo one and black etch, burn all the logos of the ones that we like in it. How's that for an idea? So my thoughts are like that bamboo style with singular burn etchings, and then of the patterns that we like, of the logos and designs we like, or you know, a standard lacquered tornado with colorful images all the way around like they did with the stamps. So yes, bamboo, like the Hamsa one. I don't even know what that one is, but yeah, this is actually this pen here. I keep it on the desk here because I like this one way better than the baseball, the one with the seams on it that you can feel. So that one's called Play Ball. This is the Surfin' edition. So my favorite, like if I'm putting together a list and where we're gonna do it, Vintage Surf is one of my all-time favorites, which we'll get to. I'm thinking the box is in here, but I know the pen is in use in my office. This one has the white surfboard with like the teal stripe on it. So I've never opened this one. I've never used it. Number 899, I guess, out of 999. So yeah, this is one I think I just picked up at a pen show, knowing that it was kind of the follow-up to one of my favorites, but it never usurped my favorites. So I've never opened it up. Yeah, part of the yoga edition. That's what I figured it was. But yeah, you know how that pattern is all ingrained in the bamboo? So we could do like that. Oh, I know this one. Pink Robots. I still have some of these sealed up just randomly. Like, maybe I'll use them for something one day. Don't email me. I won't sell you this one. But it's just like a random number 139. I have, besides my number one, I have maybe two of these besides that. You like the retros that are textured? Okay, good to know. Yeah. So yeah, how many does Wayne Coyne have? I just sent him one. We sent the band like 3. And so our contact is I didn't send it directly to Wayne, but Wayne replied to the Steam mail. But one of the guys' brothers in the band is a Retro 51 fan. So I think I want to say I sent him 3, and I know Wayne got one of them. So we were pretty stoked about that. This is one of the Van Ness pins, this comic series that they did. I forget the artist. I forget the artist name. But these are a real cool series. I love seeing these. Like, Lisa sent me so many. There were so many variations of this one before. Oh, here it is. Kirk Montgomery. There's so many variations of this before it came out. And then they did this one and then a black and white one. I think these are great, cool looking. Yeah, that Pink Robots one sold out way faster than I ever thought it would. So here's the 2016 Happy Holidays. I'm guessing that's the pattern on the pin. I've never opened it up. They do number these, 185. So, yeah. That's cool. Oh, what I was going to say is I don't really open the season greetings ones because I'll never use them in April. I'm not using this pin, and I just end up forgetting about it. Like, do I need a holiday retro? Actually, one of my favorite holiday retros is the one Anna uses all the time, which I might be in here. That champagne ornament shape. It's like gold and silver. It's really pretty. The glowy spooky Halloween ones are great. Like, I almost want to not do the bamboo style so we can do a lacquer one so that we can have some glow in the dark bits, right? Glow in the dark is part of their thing. So, like, that's why I'm leaning towards a lacquer edition. I just saw that Blue Lagoon yesterday. I thought it was really neat. It's a good look. So there won't be another Pin Addict pin, but my next one was going to be similar to the gradient of the Blue Lagoon. I already had the idea. It was going to be really wild. So I'm not going to give it up yet just in case there's something. Fountain pen. So this is the new model fountain pen. This is the one I reviewed on the blog. It's really nice. It's got the Yovo nib in it, and it's got like a satiny finish. I should probably give this away because I'm not using it, even though I would use it. It's a perfectly good pen. Whoops. I just shot out all the converter and stuff with it. Yeah, Tech Cowboy is tough. So that's the fountain pen. I think this is the only fountain pen I have now, because I didn't like the first version of it. So I'd like to think that we were able to play a part in getting them to update that. Update the model of the pen. I know we were certainly on their case for a long, long time. Oh, look, this must be the Pink Robots one that I use on my desk. So I just grabbed all these tubes. I don't know what they are. So I keep this one on my desk at home. Actually, it's in a pin case right now that I carry with me, the Sapelo XL. So yeah, still one of the best. Oh boy. Okay, you know what this is? So this was my first Pin Addict pen, but this one, there's no pin in it. But this was the prototype tube for it. So this is before we finalized everything. There's no number or anything on it. Does it say prototype in? No. Michael Grover, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Oh yeah, we're going to be talking a lot about that Tech Cowboy. We already have, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, this was the prototype tube. This was when I was first doing retros, and I was like, I didn't know what we had to do. So like they sent me the artwork for the tube to approve. So that's all this is. It's a little piece of Pin Addict history. No, I don't. There might have been a prototype pin in here. It might have just been the tube. See, I have all the holiday ones here. What is this one from? This is from the friendly folks at Retro 51. My favorite part of this one is the train says woot woot instead of choo choo. Like, that makes the entire thing. So I don't open these, and this one's like a not numbered edition. So does that mean it was just for retailers and customers, vendors? There's no other, like, I don't even know what year this one's from. There's no year, there's no nothing on it, except the train says woot woot, which I love. Good morning, Miss G's Crafties. I love that. This was the first Goulet. They had cake versus pie. I'd like to think we played a little role in Goulet getting their own pin, because they were very concerned about adding rollerballs to their lineup, and they pulled me aside in DC one year, Brian and Rachel, and we had a long discussion of like why I like Retro 51s. And now they have them. So this one's called I Love Cake Goulet Exclusive. Woot woot. All right. This is one of those that I need to open, but I'm probably not. This is one of the few, like, I might just collect, and there's two of them. This was Ben Kwok's version, the first Van Ness custom one, with Ben Kwok did two versions of his owl artwork. I have the original artwork piece that this was designed from, that Ben gifted me at LA one year, and like, this is probably one of the greatest ones ever designed, I would say, in my opinion. But I'm also a huge Ben Kwok fan, as it is. So I regret not getting more of them, Tony. Oh, I lied. I do have two fountain pens. Or is this the fountain pen? They just came out with the fountain pen. If this is the regular one, I'll open this up and see. Oh, it should say on the bottom. This is the Tornado. This was one of the first Retro 51s I ever bought, before I really knew what was going on with them. Let's see. Hey, good morning, Tessa. Yeah, so I have this. I have Ben's original artwork. I need to get it framed. Oh, this has a metal tube. So they did these metal tubes at one time. I guess maybe they still do for some versions. So, and it comes in the little sleeve. I don't have the coffee one, but that's a great one. And then it has the little Space Invaders on here. This one's super dope. This is one of the first ones I remember buying. Were these numbered? It's not on the pin if it was. But yeah, that's an older one for me anyway. That's one of the first ones I ever bought. Yep, we're going down Retro 51 memory lane. I brought all my Retro 51s to share. Yeah, it doesn't look like these were numbered, which is uncommon for them. But this was a regular release. It was just probably 8 or 9 or 10 years ago. Oh, this is the second part of that Kirk Montgomery series. So this one, there was a color edition and then a black and white edition. Similar or same artwork, I can't remember. Regardless of what, it was the same style. What up, Mike? We're going through my Retro 51 collection. So this is the system from Mike Dudek, one of the best collabs ever. So this one's in use somewhere at home. I think I got in on the initial run. I remember how fast these sold out the first time. I think I got in there somehow. But yeah, this one, if you haven't seen this one, go look this one up. It's dope. It's one of the best designs ever, regardless of who made it. Here's one of my least favorite Retro 51s. This is the Dimitri pencil. It's got maybe the coolest design ever. It's just I don't like the lead's bad, so I need some replacement lead. because the design itself is great with the periodic table and all the colors. I just don't enjoy using the pencil. First batch was through 300, so mine is 56. So mine must have been in the first batch. So yeah, excuse me. So it did come with lead and extra erasers. So I just need to find the extra lead. I had an opportunity to buy it this weekend and it just hit me now because this is a 1.3 millimeter lead, and the only one that I know that sells it is Jonathan Veely, who has, what's his company called when he brings them to the shows? Like American Pencil Company or something like that. Let me get the fountain pen. Joe, a fountain pen, a nib and feed, or does the nib screw out like a Franklin Christoph? I think the whole thing's. Yeah, it's a nib unit that screws in and out. So it's like the full nib unit. Oh, he'll be in Baltimore? Well, good. Then I need to remember to pick up some lead for this that's better than this, because the 1.3 is not something you can just pick up randomly, like 0.2 or 0.7 and 0.9. No one really makes a common 1.3 because it was an older size, and Jonathan focuses on those older pencil products, and I think had the lead made so he could use it. There's surprisingly not too many left in here. I don't know what this is. It says Stealth on the box, but I'm not remembering it. Huh. Okay, so here's a surprise. Like this, chalk this one up to something I didn't know I had. So it is the Black Stealth Retro 51, but Van Ness did hashtag Pen Addict with the Pen Addict logo and hashtag Van Ness 1938. I didn't know I had this. I should use this because that's pretty dope. I think they did it to show me an example of the engraving that they can do, and this is wicked cool. Yes, I'm gonna have a table at Baltimore, so I'll be bringing Knock to Baltimore. So yeah, I did not know I had this. So this has proven to be a good exercise. So yeah, it looks fantastic, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks cool. So that needs to go into the writing rotation. So I will set this one aside for when I get home. Cool. That is dope. So if you want things like that, Van Ness pens can do it. Like, and it doesn't even have to be on the Stealth. They can do those. The lacquered ones look great too. We did the lacquered ones for Mike's wedding. It was very cool. All right. Did I already say this? There's shockingly few pens left in this bag. All right. So Ben Kwok's design, I said, was one of the very best ever. That might be the best. I think most of y'all know what this is, but some of you don't. This was a Joey Feldman special edition. They did a couple of versions, one with a black clip, one with a red clip. This one actually has a piece of artwork wrapped around the barrel. I'm not going to open this pen. I'm just not. It's really cool. Like, maybe one day if I get the hankering to open it, I'll just do it. But so I think this was the more expensive of the two. I don't even know if I have both of them. Like I said, I shoved all this in my bag. Yeah, so this is the red clip one because it came with the artwork. The black clip ones came without the artwork, I believe. Is that how it worked? So yeah, this is sick. That is a crazy, crazy pen. I know I have the other Ben Kwok one, but I don't know if I have the other Joey one. Here is the Liftoff edition. Which barrel was this? I don't remember exactly. It's just called Liftoff, but what was it? A shuttle? Was it a rocket? What was this one? I can't even remember. We'll have to Google this one. Apparently, it looks like the Saturn V. There's like a Saturn V. Okay, there, Sir Jerk Facer said it. Yeah, Saturn V. There you go. Makes sense. Oh, here's another play ball. So I bought a bunch of these. I bought like 5 of these so I could give to Tyler's baseball coaches over the years. So I've given out like several of these to Tyler's baseball coaches over the years. So here's one more that I can give out maybe next year. So definitely the best baseball edition, even though there hadn't been many. Okay, here's the other Ben Kwok one. So like the Joey one, this one has the artwork on the outside. June Miracle, thanks for the sub. Appreciate you. It's great seeing you in Philly. Oh, so yeah, this one had, like, I guess the artwork signed here too. That's pretty cool. Did Joey sign his? Oh, no signature on. I know where he lives though, so I can just go up to his door. Hey, hey man, can you like sign this? Joey's is signed. I just can't see it. Okay. So yeah, they wrapped this on the outside. So that's actually the artwork. If y'all hadn't seen this, this is the artwork on the pen. For nope. I don't know. It's in here somewhere. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, I'll probably just be keeping these. Like I have no intention of really opening them. I probably should have just bought both of those. Or like 2 sets of those so I can use one and keep one. Yeah, see, I told you I bought a bunch of these so I could give them away. We're almost done. What is this? Oh, this is the Mission to Mars. That was just one of those recent ones that I had to buy because it was orange. But I haven't used it yet. That was a cool. They do such a good job with their space and flight ones. They're always some of the best looking ones. Some of these this is probably one of the newest ones. This was probably like last year, I think. But everything else is older. This one's empty. Oh, okay, here's the vintage surf. Like the pen's not in this one because I use this pen. This is probably like out of their classic designs. This is one of my favorite. It's basically a wooden pen with like a stripe for like the longboard to like represent a longboard. And this was along with like the Space Invader one. This is one of the first ones that I bought. This is probably to this day my most used one, although I've used the ones that I make now probably more. Pink Robots and Pastel Shiba. I use those, pretty much live on my desk. But up until then, I was making my own. This was easily my most used. So, yeah, that one's definitely not in there. Oh, there's only like 3 left in here. Okay. This is probably the most unique and rare pen. Yeah, Bork and Bork, that's a great question. I'll try to get that from them. I know they've had catalogs in the past. But I don't know that they have like a historical archive. I will talk to them about that because I would like that too. Like, especially if they're going away, I'd like some reference. This was a gift to me from Retro 51 at the Dallas Pen Show 2 years ago. They gave it to me and Anna, as these were unreleased editions that didn't make the cut for whatever reason. So this was a never released pen or never released, part of a never released series, because I mean, I don't know why they weren't, because they're awesome. But as you're about to see, they were very on brand for me. And you can imagine once you see mine, what Anna's is. So this looks a lot like some of the pens that they've done. And you can't totally see it, but it's this metallic, weird, I don't know, what do they call it? They call it something. They call it brushed orange, but it's metallic. Like if they made anything like these today, it would just crush. So I don't know why this ever didn't get made. And Anna has a pink one. So they gave this to us as gifts, as unreleased prototypes. So it's wild. Like, I don't know, maybe it's a cost thing. Like maybe these are expensive to make or whatever. But you can see the coloration in the barrel. It's freaking wild. So yeah, like this is a pen, like I would never part with this pen, right? It was a gift and it was never made. Yeah, like the SKU on it is 00000000000. I think it's a prototype. So I have the orange one. Anna has a pink one. So that was cool of them to do when we were in Dallas 2 years ago. So yeah, that was cool. Oh, all the cool stuff fell to the bottom. So this one is called the Groove Rider. This is a really retro. So my friend Tiff was shopping at like a mom and pop stationery store and was able to go through some of their storage, and she found this pen and knew she had to get it for me. So it's metal. It's got ridges in the silver parts and then like this orange overlay cutout thing on it. It is wild. Like even the tip's kind of junky on it, but it's got all the original stickers and tags on it. It's really cool. It came in this tube. It's got the price tag on it. It was $31.95. Like I don't think this is like that old. This is probably like early 2000s or something like that. Does it have a date on it? Tornado Groove Rider Outrageous Orange is the full name of it. But this was before they really ramped up. Yeah, exactly. I saw that on your table the other day. It's like, I should buy that pen from Audrey, so it can have a partner. So yeah, it feels so good, doesn't it? Like it's metal. It's like a full metal barrel, and it's tactile, and it's great looking. Yeah, so this is cool. All right, last two. I think this is a mini tornado that they did. Yeah. These are really cool. I wish they'd do more of these. It's such a good design. And they did like a little top hat eraser guy on there. So it's like a top hat and a mustache around the top of the clip. Can't really see that on there very well. But this was like a mini pen that they did. It's just great. Like this is the size of the one that you had, Mike. I think that was with the grooves in it. This should be a regular item. Like it's really good. It's just like a miniature tornado. Like it doesn't feel like lesser. Like it's got weight and heft to it. It's a cool style. It's a twist mechanism, just like the other ones. And I don't know. It's just cool. I like it. But it's a little stylus hat, but it's more like a little bowler hat on the guy. So, pretty neat. The yellow one's even smaller than this. Cool. Last one is another holiday edition. This one's called Writing Around the Christmas Tree. So, again, this one's unnumbered, so I'm guessing this was the Christmas gift. I don't know what year. This is 2019, so this is the most recent one. So yeah, it's very cool. So yeah, I have all the Christmas ones. Apparently I've never opened any of them. So yeah, that is it. That is all my Retro 51s, which it's a lot of pens, but it's way less than even I thought I had. Like I have, 3 play ball ones sitting here. So I have 1, 2, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly 30, and some of them are extra. Like I said, I guess like when I started unloading them, I was like, oh, I don't really have that much for having a ton of them. There's probably 5 Christmas ones, which I never use. There's 3 play ball ones, which are all giveaway stuff. There's copies of like the ones that I've made the barrels from. So yeah, I really don't have that many. Mike's probably got 2 or 3 times this many, I would wager. So I'll ask him to count for next week. So I have exactly 30 here. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. All right. So what we want to do now is wait till I start putting this in here and talk about like some of the favorite additions they've done in the past. Like if we could make a celebratory Retro 51 that represented some of their best designs, what designs would you want to see on those pins? Like Space Invader guy's totally on there for me. And it would be good to not do like the store. I would prefer to have just the Retro 51 releases, right? Not any store individual releases. Like what mainline releases. Now it may not happen, or that may not work. Ace of Spades was one of the first ones on the list that me and Mike started to make. Grey's Anatomy Skeleton. That's a great one. I forgot about that one. That one was hugely popular. Oh, I see. I do have other. Like I don't even have the Shiba tube in there, so I'm probably have more retros than that. So yeah, Ace of Spades was at the top of the list. Like, can we take parts of some of these pins and make like a pin that would represent and celebrate the brand? Crossword, yeah, that's totally iconic. So like in the crossword, we could put, that's where the name could go, like this. Right. Like that could be a panel. That could be a panel on the pen. Oh, that bouquet one's pretty. Yeah, not just the logos. Like it could be a piece of a pattern. It could be the finial on the top. Yeah, play ball, because that's one of my favorites. Any of the space ones, right? And I think definitely like what's the airplane one with the tiger? What are the I'm not an airplane guy, but I know those are always famous. Like with the tiger, the shark teeth. Was that called the tiger? What was that one called? Someone help me out with that one. I mean, like that's a pretty iconic design for them. The bees. Metalsmith Lincoln. P-51. Okay, like I'll look up which specifically, but that helps me. Yeah, I definitely like the Saturn V and the Mars. Like, get a piece of the rocket on there. Yeah, Tuskegee. Did y'all see? So I was here. Let me pull this thing up. I was looking at some of their stuff before I popped on. I just pulled up the website. So this, I might have to get this. It's from Scriptura, which is in New Orleans. So it's called Les Alligators Dansants. So this is like a very traditional Cajun story that I grew up with, like seeing this artwork when I was a kid. Sarah Beth, you might recognize this. I didn't know this was out there. Like I need that pin. That pin like is from my childhood. Like they did a really great design. So it's on their What's New page. It's called the Dancing Gator, but it's l'Alligator Dansant. Freaking fantastic. Like that's one I would go out of my way to grab. For me personally, like it's just brilliant. Yeah, take a look at this artwork on this pen. So this is for Scriptura in New Orleans. I was like, that's my childhood right there. Yes, link. How amazing is that? So it's at the bottom of that page. Yeah, I mean, this is just stunning. Yeah, I was looking at that one before we started this morning. I was like, dang. Chiopino, yes. Mike listed that. That's definitely one of Mike's favorites on the list. And like, there's the Chiopino fountain right there. So Mike just bought. I love that. That's such a good looking pen. It's like, how could you integrate that into like a pen? Yeah, the alligator is that is something. Mike just bought this one. He was telling me yesterday. This Hyatt site is Garbaggio. Like, I can't expand it more than that, but it's this cool like Art Deco stripe. It's really pretty. Chiopino. The alligator's so good. It's so good. Like, that might actually be... I might actually go try to buy that one when we get done today. Scriptura usually doesn't get too many, and they sell out pretty quickly. Like, they did that very New Orleans kind of badge and artwork one that I never got a hold of. It's just beautiful. But this alligator one, like, my mom would die if she saw that. Like, she didn't have any use for pens or wouldn't really care for them or anything like that. But, like, that's literally like my childhood, just encapsulated in a pen. It's great. All right, what other favorites do we have? It shouldn't be that hard to like come up with a pen. Now, it might look ridiculous. Like, this might be completely... I mean, it's a ridiculous idea. It's like those... it'd be like a NASCAR logo pen, right? Like a NASCAR car logo of a pen is basically what this would boil down to. But it's supposed to be it's supposed to be like a celebration. Like, can we make the artwork look, correct and together? Probably not. But I kind of don't care if it looks dumb, right? Like, for what we're trying to do, like, it would be okay if it looked kind of ridiculous. Yeah. That's why I was thinking if we did like the bamboo, like the burning or the etching into the bamboo, then it's at least a consistent color. But then it's not as fun as just the wild one, and I can't get the glow in the dark, right? There's got to be some kind of glow in the dark in there, Betsy Ross. Glow in the dark we need. So I'm going to go back through the catalog this weekend, put together kind of a layout, get with them, and see if this is feasible. Again, I'm going to reiterate myself. This may not happen. It just may not work, right? But this is the path we're going down today, and we might have to take another path a week from now. So it's going to be fun to explore, though. See what we can put together. I think we probably got to put like a dog or cat rescue in there because, yeah, good job. Well, good. That means there's still left, so I will go get one when I'm done. It's stunning. Just for me, like, that's a me pen if I've ever seen one. Yeah, right. The cats and dogs has to be on there because that's been such a big part of their history for the rescue work that they do. So yeah, sorry about that, Sarah. Just ordered from Van Ness. So honestly, what do y'all think this does to the Retro 51 market? Does it like I don't care. Like, I'm not selling any of my pens, but I am curious as an observer. Does that? You're right. I'm not sorry. Does this make the value go up because they're not making any new ones, or does it make the value static because they're not making any new ones and Retro 51's not hype anymore? Whatever that means, right? I as someone who follows these things, I haven't totally wrapped my head around it. I think it probably makes them go up, but I'm not convinced that it will. Not that I really care. Okay, the Rotring is a good example. And as a podcast topic, who is this an opportunity for? What do you mean? Yeah, it's always a collectible. Short term up. I can see that makes sense, Cal. Short term up, then level out because people don't know what a Retro 51 is anymore, right? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. We talked about that after the show, me and Mike, Andrew. We had that same thought. Is this an opportunity for someone else to do what they did? Yeah, so Mike and I talked about that post-show. Short-term rise, then back down. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I'll buy that. Well, everyone missed that conversation, Andrew. That was a me and Mike conversation. But I mean, I'm willing to have it publicly because we're not the only ones that have that idea. There's a gaping hole left in what they did right now for someone to jump into. I'm sure there's people already with plans in place. That's a big opportunity. Yeah, what does Acme do? I won't say what does Acme do wrong. I mean, they make great looking pens, but why doesn't Acme have the same hype train that Retro does? Are they not as good at telling a story? Are they not as good at telling their own story? You know, I'm sure a lot of Retro's competition are chomping at the bit to get into some of these contracts. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, Beth. It's definitely an interesting thing. Like I said, Mike and I discussed it for probably 5 or 10 minutes just together after the show. I was like, we actually got back on the phone to discuss it after we were done. I was like, there's a freaking huge opportunity. That Acme Crayola pen is cool. I've bought that as a gift before. Just look up Acme pens. You'll notice they do a lot of bright designs like Retro 51 does. They have some contracts with brands like Crayola to make a Crayola pen, and they'll do some other licensing deals, with either artwork or old celebrities or things like that. How much do they cost? The Crayolas are about $25, and then the regular ones I think are more around 50, like 50 to 60. Could be wrong. So yeah, but anyone with like licensing connections could run in and do something. But I don't know. Would we want it? I don't know. Maybe. That's more what I see, Beth, is one of our big U.S. distributors getting into that game somehow. Like, the first one that jumped into my mind was like, to me and Mike, was like, I can't believe that Kenro's not already in a conversation with them. That would be perfect for them, to be honest. Yep. That's why I don't think we could ever afford it. Even if Mike and I could raise a bunch of funds and put in a bunch of money, because of just, I said their archives, but it's really their knowledge base of manufacturing. That's worth a lot of money. Like, just what they've built, the knowledge of what's in that building is worth a lot of money to someone who is in that business. Yeah, the Yafa came up too. So, to me, I'm going to still side on the side that they're not going to sell, just based on the conversations I've had. It's going to be, but if I'm in that situation and I said, oh, we're going to retire, we're going to retire it, like, I'd have a hard time turning down the sale. Like, are they going to be able to say no to whatever offer they get from someone who can make like real legitimate offers? Would Yafa do well with it? I mean, I'm not a fan of really anything Yafa does except the Monteverde ink. Yeah, Retro 52. Yeah, it sounded like they're not going to sell more than anything. Even with the, I'm getting more conversation. Yeah, okay, that's a very good point, Dave. I hadn't thought about it that way. Would I sell Knock when I was ready to stop? I would feel weird selling it, right? So I haven't thought about it in that perspective. right? Just let it go away, even though the assets would be worth something, worth X, right? Yeah, Michael, I've already written down a little crosswordy thing here. We'll look about that. Yeah, Jaffa. I don't want to speak out of turn about Jaffa because I don't know enough about them, but they definitely seem more about scale and quantity, which is kind of why I don't really use any of the brands that they sell. They're not my favorite pens to use. Other than Monteverde inks, I don't know what other Jaffa stuff I use. Right. But I think it's more of the thought process that Dave was bringing in, which is a valid one. It was it's my baby, right? It's could we sell it to someone when we're done with it? It'd feel weird. It'd be super weird. Yeah, it's could you actually turn that down? Even though you're okay with not needing anything, right? You're okay to just walk out the door one day, throw up the padlock, turn over the "we're closed" sign. Could you just still turn down an offer for X, and you don't have to do anything? I'm going to write you a check, and you just give me all the stuff. Would you turn that down? It'd be pretty hard to, wouldn't it? Yes, Beth, the hobby, I'm reading your name again. The engine of producing pens that fill that category, I'm sure has people scrambling right now. That's where my money would bet. I don't know who. I haven't asked Kenro anything. It's I don't need to know everyone's business, but I do get curious. Not that they would even tell me, but that would be the first person on my list. The first culprit on my list would be, I would hope Kenro's made a phone call. Did they do their own manufacturing? Who's they? They are, Michael, they are retiring, and they are retirement age. Retro does not do their own manufacturing. All the pens are manufactured in Taiwan. I don't know the company. They work with the same company. I mean, it's just a direct line company that they always use. But there's no manufacturing in Texas. It's just design. We're going to miss them too, Paper Cat Lady. We're going to miss them too. But there has to be companies chomping at the bit to get a piece of what they're going to leave behind. Which makes me think that maybe they don't want to sell and just let other people just have at it, and knowing that it's still not going to be the same. Yeah, I could look it up. I was thinking he was in his 70s, so that's right in that ballpark. And he's done other things before Retro 51. He's done other companies. Retro 51 could have something to do with pen shows, just a suggestion. Yeah, for sure. We're thinking about doing a celebration of all of Retro 51's design, so that's what we've been working on this morning. Yeah, that was an option, Sam the Red. So each little logo design is different. Sometimes it's just a blank disc, but sometimes they have a specific design. I always do specific designs on mine. And then the baseball one has, just the baseball finial on it. Some are just solid color finials. And then some have a design specific characteristic to it. So yeah, all of those I thought about that would be fun to do, to see all those finials on a pen and then have to decide which pen that originally came off of, because it's not always that easy. And I'd have to go look at them to see, but they're all on the artwork on the pages. So yeah, that's another one of those ideas, is would the design just be all the finials from the greatest hits? It would probably be easier to shape the design that way, right? Because that's a really, really fixed dimension that we could get artwork from. And then it'd be almost like a guessing game of which piece went with which pen. So that's definitely one of the ideas. So something interesting, and I think it would probably get put together better than like, how do I take part of the Saturn V with the bees and the Grey's Anatomy and the Ace of Spades and 10 other designs and make a functional pen. Like, we've seen all those tacky t-shirts and hoodies with like every like corporate logo over it before, right? Like, it ended up looking like a NASCAR jacket or something like that. Which is okay. Like, I'm fine with that. It's just got to figure out which is better, to do like something completely silly like that, or clean it up a little bit, or have a little question. All right, Mary, see ya. Have a good one. Oh yeah, and it could do a texture, like the finials could all be raised. That's not a bad idea. It would at least be easier to put together if we had one universal image. I mean, one universal image size, which the finial is, to go around the pen. And then I really want glow in the dark. So then the background could be the glow in the dark. So I think I wouldn't be as cool as like the bamboo one would be, where everything's just the bamboo then burnt in. I think I'd want the color, and so in the glow in the dark. All right, let me pull up. Can we get finial designs on their artwork? I was just trying to see if their pages offered up the finial designs. Yeah, so check this out. So here's the school. So like, this design is the finial design. So you just get this, instead of popping one of these designs. So this is actually kind of the idea now that I look at it. The box art, right, has all the display stuff on it. You know, just randomly. But what if we take, okay, say we like this pen. This pen makes the category, makes the list of things we want to represent. And we just take this part, the stop sign, and then all around. Oh, Sam, that's a smart idea. If they were a glow-in-the-dark pen, they get a glow-in-the-dark art. God, that's a really good idea. And on that note, I'm going to reiterate again, none of this might happen. This is a brainstorming session. This may not be feasibly possible. They may not want to do it. They may tell me to jump in a lake. I just want to continue to reiterate that. I think we can do it, though. So, like, yeah, like, look at this. Like, just repeated finial art. I think this is the answer. Acme's based out of Maui. I would have never realized that. All right, Andrew. Go to work. But look at that. Like, you take that little bit of artwork 20 times over and you put it on a pen. If a pen doesn't happen, what about a print? That's actually pretty smart. I like that. I like that, Beth. Space race. Like, look at this. All right. I think this is the presentation I'm going to make. I owe him an email. So, like, you get this print, you get this design on there. They're a lot more easier to put together, I think, in a bigger design, having this simple design. And you get to play a game while you're with it. You look, do you go, what is this? Is this an amoeba? Then you go, oh no, it's a footprint from the moon landing. I think the finial design, or the finial idea, is the leading idea in the clubhouse this morning. What does Stan have on the end? Look. I mean, come on, right? Goalie mask. I can't embiggen this one. I think this is going to be my presentation. Michael, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. So now we got to find the best finials. Right. So like it would come with a key to know which one's which. All right. I think this is going to be my presentation today. I think that's my most winning chance. It will honestly, would require the least amount of work and look the best, I think. At least how I have it in my head. Because then it's an easier layout than taking, what if I wanted to take the space race, and then, how do I decide what part of this do I want? And then how does that lay out on a pen with the rest of it, when I can just take the finial design and it's done, and then we just have a bunch of circles we place on. What's up, Tiff? We were talking about you earlier. Your ears must have been burning because I was going through all my retros, and I have your old retro you got me. Yeah, so the ace of spades. Oh, and a finny one a 51 on the finial for the final. I like it. I was saying mean things about Tiff. Like, she only bought me one pen instead of 5. It's like, what's up with that? All right. I think this is going to be my presentation. Now we just have to cross fingers that I get 51 finial pictures. Damn it. That's such a good idea. Can we get 51 on there? We're going to find out. Son of a bitch. It's happening, chat. Yes, logo on the finial. The Retro 51 logo on this pen's finial. Let me see if I can find that, Evan. Well, they did the Dimitri. They did the entire periodic table. Even though that's shrunk and square, like there'll be a lot of dead space with circles. That ain't it. Oh my god, this is on eBay for $200. What kind of terrible picture is this? Oh, that's a good one, Tony. I'll leave that one for you. Pretty much not going to say that one out loud. What do you think? Are there more pictures? Oh, here we go. God, can you believe these are already selling for $200 and $300? Didn't this just come out last year? We could totally fit 51 finials on there, right? Got it. Thank you, Tony. And see, like that one's got. See, this is exactly why I like this idea, because I guess that's the return carriage in the finial. Yeah, that's what Tony was saying. The original orange one, that's a good deal. If anyone wants that pen. Yeah. I got you, Tony. I mean, if they didn't say anything, there's nothing really we can really do anyway. So, like, that's why it would be cool to have this design on the pen, because then you go, oh, what did this pen come from? And then you learn that, oh, it came from this typewriter edition that's now going for a stupid amount of money on eBay. We should look up some of mine on eBay. What's a rare one that I have that we can look up? Let's see if any of the Christmas ones are on there. Not that one. These are all the regular ones. Regular ones. Holiday cheer, regular ones. Yeah, none of the ones that I have are on here. Like I said, here's that other Scriptura one I was talking about that I think is so pretty. Look up the 2016 dealer pin. Okay. Is that the one you have, Evan? We are down a rabbit hole now, chat. All right, let me pull this one up real quick. So this was that Scriptura one, the first one that I saw. So I'm gonna go order the alligator. Then they have a blue and they have a blue and gold one. Oh, okay, I have this one, right? Oh, $999. Yeah, I have this one. So that one's in that bag. That's stupid. Wow. That's dumb. So if I just look up Retro 51 dealer pin, let's see if some of the other ones are in there. Okay, so yeah, I have all these. So those are the dealer pins. So someone apparently has them all. Who is this? Airline International. So someone, yeah, someone's on the dealer list, or someone's dealer's giving them their current prices, or their current pins. They're getting it every year, so it's the same person. That's funny. So yeah, I just chucked all those in my bag. That's pretty funny. I wonder if the one Tiff gave me is on there. Play ball is 150. Oh my god. Where's the Pin Addict one? I'll find the Pin Addict one. Oh, Pink Robots is on there. I just had to get the name of it. Tornado Groove Rider. Retro 51 Groove Rider. I never go on eBay. I should look at this stuff anymore. So some more to get an idea. Groove Rider. Is that right? Yeah, there's not even on here. Retro 51 Pin Addict. Oh, Flying Tiger, was that the one I was thinking of earlier? Oh, they're all cool. I can't believe that typewriter one, though. That surprises me. White Tiger. Where is this from? Oh, Airline International. So that's the person selling the dealer editions. Is actually a shop called Airline International. All right, I'm going to get off of here because this is just a fierce rabbit hole. Oh my gosh. So much retros. All right, so I think that's my presentation. Oh, he's notorious. Is it a shop or like an individual? All the markup, yeah. Yeah, I should probably get a fountain pen that I really want. Like, I like the purple one, but like I should get like a logo fancy one. Oh, really? All right, well, I think that's going to do it because apparently I have a lot of work to do now. Luggage shop. Yeah, that's pretty sketchy that there's the one selling the own dealer pins. Mail you stuff. I need to mail other people stuff. Yeah, my mind's kind of racing now. I want to get this email out to them this afternoon. I think this is a good idea. I like hashing this stuff out. Like, this just happened like while I was sending an email yesterday that we should do something, and then getting to like play it out a little bit more on what works, like with y'all. It's super helpful. Super helpful. So thank y'all for doing that. Yeah, no problem sharing my stash. It's less than I thought. Now it's too late to ramp it up again. It'll cost me too much. That typewriter one's blowing me away, though. Who'da thunk it? All right. Hopefully I'll have an answer by next podcast. Hell, maybe by next stream, which is before next podcast. But next podcast, hopefully we'll be able to announce that at least we're moving forward with our original idea. And then we'll see what the pen design is going to be. So, all right. That's it. I'm going to go get back to work because this is some good stuff to work on. So, is this the right? Is it this guy? All right. Goodbye, Brad.